The phone rang on a Tuesday morning, and the first thing I heard was, "My mom needs to sell the house as soon as possible." He went on to say she can't deal with repairs, she can't handle people coming through the house, she just can't stay there anymore. At first I thought this was going to be a pretty typical listing appointment. It wasn't. I asked him what had happened, and he told me his stepfather had passed away just 3 weeks earlier. He'd been on hospice for the last few months of his life, and his mom had been the one caring for him every day. He died at home in one of the bedrooms. Now she was living at home in the same house where every room reminded her of him. Every morning she walked past the bedroom where he had taken his last breath. She wasn't trying to move because she wanted a different house. She was trying to move because she didn't know how to keep living in that one. I understood, but I also knew I was about to tell them something they weren't expecting. Selling the house wasn't going to be the first step. Their first call needed to be to a probate attorney, because this wasn't simply a widow deciding she was ready to sell, it was a second marriage. Both of them had children from previous relationships, and when families are blended like that, things can become much more complicated than people expect. They thought the next conversation would be about listing the house. Instead, the first questions became, how was the house owned? Was there a will? Who actually had an interest in the estate? Until those questions were answered, nobody could responsibly decide what happened next. I've seen families make this same assumption more than once. When the house feels like the problem, calling a realtor seems like the obvious first step, and I understand why. The house is what they're looking at every day, and the house is what they're trying to leave behind. But in situations like this, the real estate conversation usually comes second, and the legal conversation comes first. Not because selling the house is the wrong decision, but because before anyone can decide how to sell, everyone needs to understand who has the legal authority to do so. Before the probate attorney had all of the answers, there was a stretch of time where nobody really knew what came next. They were waiting on paperwork, waiting on information, waiting to understand what the process was going to look like. She called me during that time. We talked about the house, not because it was ready to sell. She had questions. What was the house worth? Would it need repairs? If she was eventually able to sell, what would that realistically look like? None of those conversations changed the legal process, but they helped her understand what came next. Once the probate attorney became involved, everything started making more sense. Not faster, but clearer. The family understood what the estate actually looked like. They understood what needed to happen first, and for the first time, they had a timeline they could actually plan around instead of guessing. Uncertainty is exhausting. Even difficult news is often easier than not knowing. The situation reminded me of something I've seen more than once. Grief doesn't follow a legal timeline. She was emotionally ready to leave her house the day that her husband died. The legal process was just beginning, and that's a hard place to be. Sometimes your heart is ready to move before the law is. And when that happens, families usually don't need someone telling them to just be patient. They need someone telling them they understand what they're waiting for and why. I'm not here to replace the attorney. I work alongside them, because when the legal questions are getting answered, there are still important real estate questions worth exploring. What's the property worth today? What condition is it really in? If and when it can be sold, what does that realistically look like for everyone involved? Getting clarity on those decisions early means fewer decisions made in the dark. A few months later, I heard from the son again. Things hadn't happened as quickly as he had hoped, but they happened the right way. The legal issues had been worked through. By then, everyone understood where they stood and what needed to happen next. And when it was finally time to sell the house, there was a plan. The house she'd been desperate to leave became the house she finally let go of. She got to leave. It just happened in the right order. If your family is facing something similar, a surviving spouse, a blended family, or an inherited home that's more complicated than you expected, the most important first step is understanding the legal picture before making any real estate decision. A probate attorney should always be your first call. When the real estate questions start, I'd be glad to be your second. If you'd like a little more guidance, you can download my free Texas probate guide using the link below. And if you've recently been named executor and aren't sure what to do with the house, I'll also link a video that walks through those next steps and what needs your attention early in the process.